We have done this grand awakening many, many times. It's never been as profound as this, because every time that we do it, we've gotten better at it, and it's accelerated, and it's more powerful. 2023 is the single most important year in the history of humanity. The single most important year ever for humanity. And 23, from an occult perspective, and let's debunk what occult really means. Occult comes from oculist or ocular, or those that can see. So occult information is really born of those that actually have a completely illuminated third eye. It comes from ocular. Now, 23, and that's what all these esoteric teachings come from, those that are truly awakened. Okay. 23 is significant because it has to do with physical immortality. 2 is mind, body, 3 is mind, body, spirit. 23 is when we actually advance past the frailties of the ego mind identity and actually taste our own immortality. 2023 is the most important year in the history of humanity, and it's why I'm here. So when we start to understand these things and work in this way, we're going to leave behind everything that we have been suffering from through the identification with it. And it all starts with having command over our energy, which allows us to move past the rational thinking mind or the electromagnetic interference, and therefore we align ourselves with our true signal, which is directly attuned to God.
So we make it, but we make it to what, however it's supposed to unfold.
I like to say that destiny has not been written. Okay, when you really lose your mind, okay, you start to realize a lot of these things are just sayings that we like to repeat, and you actually authentically look into it and like, no, it's not true. So let's look at it this way. How I experienced some of these things, remember as a kid, or maybe not even as a kid, but remember as a kid, we used to blow bubbles.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And there'd be like a mass of bubbles, and they're all kind of connected with one another. They share a membrane, right? They're all connected. Yep. Okay. This is actually how I experience what we could call the multiverse, right? Now, based upon how we're vibrating and what we most desire to experience, we go from bubble to bubble to bubble to bubble. Now, what this means is it's already all mapped out. All those bubbles are already there, just like the Akashic Records is the history of humanity. Well, what does that actually mean? It means it's already happened, right? Mm-hmm. When you buy a book, you don't know what happens in the book, but it's already written, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's already done, right? But you don't know anything about it. How do you know any? You have to read each and every word on every page, every paragraph, every chapter for you to actually get the full meaning, right? The full gravitas of the book. You can't just, I just got this book, let me go to the last page. Mm-hmm. You didn't experience anything. Okay. So what this means is we are moving through these bubbles based upon how we're vibrating and what we most desire to be the awareness of.
Ah, so good.
So that's what we're doing. We're moving, and this was what started happening to me when I was a kid. Literally moving through these bubbles, and it's all already there. It's all mapped out. It's all already there. It's all already happened. It's a raving success. It's what bubble do we want to experience? And 2023 is going to determine which bubbles. I mean it. 2023 is going to determine which bubble that we move into next.
Something that Paul Selig talks about is that he used to smoke 4 packs of cigarettes a day and overeat, right? And he didn't fully grasp until very recently that any of that addiction was keeping him in denial of access to the truth of who he really is. Yeah. What is your perception or understanding of, let's say someone smokes cigarettes, drinks, eats, doing things that could harm the physical body, or does it harm the physical body? And I'm just curious because you are so tapped in and I can feel it. So I would be remiss not to ask, because I know a lot of our listeners have some, we'll call them coping mechanism, comforts, right? And they might be worried when they hear the buzzword of 2023 is the be all end all. It's the defining demarcation of your time on this planet Earth, of which reality you're going to choose, really is what it is.
If you're enjoying the video and you want to go deeper with me, check out my meditation masterclass. It's unlike anything. It's pinned in the comments below.
And be devoted to cultivating as your true reality, prime reality. But does it make a difference if we are smoking, eating, drinking? And is that a denial to keep us disconnected from that truth?
It's a substitute gratification of not temporarily or not tangibly experiencing the fullness and the completeness of the I am.
So it's a yes, but not
Yeah.
like a complete detriment, but like, yeah, it's going to dull the experience. And then would that impact how we experience ourselves in our true destined totality of what 23 could mean for each one of us?
Yeah, these are just substitute gratifications, and this is actually how we create karma. And this is also very important to understand. So karma is, for the most part, not what people think it is. They think karma is, you act like a jerk to somebody and then someone does it right back to you, something like that, right? That's not karma. That's cause and effect. Mm-hmm. That's what cause and effect is. So cause and effect is whatever notion we give birth to. So for us to completely understand our immense talent as immortal creators, we have to also be on the receiving end of that. That way we know what it is that we just created from top to bottom. So we give birth to it, and then we also have to receive it. That's what cause and effect is, okay? And that's really the evolution of consciousness in almost like one sentence. Okay. Karma is completely different and not necessarily cause and effect at all. Now, karma is the addiction or attachment to anything. So when we are addicted or attached to anything, I don't care what it is, smoking, food, sex, but name something, it doesn't matter, right? When we're addicted to something, what we're actually using is our energy. Our energy is stuck to the cigarette, to the whatever, right? Now, if you're stuck energetically, where are you going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Now you understand karma. So this is what. So now there's no evolution. We don't ascend the frequencies, which is what I call, everything I do ascend the frequencies, right? So now there's no ascend the frequencies because we have glued ourselves through our attachment, through our addiction, with our energy to something here. Now, if you're stuck here, like Spider-Man shooting another ridiculous analogy, Spider-Man shooting his spider web to a building, right? He's not going anywhere. He's stuck to the building, right? He has to let go. Mm-hmm. He has to let go to move on, sort of way. So if we have formed attachments or addictions, what we formed through our energy is we are stuck here. This is the cycle of reincarnation, this endless samsara cycle of reincarnation that I am obsessed with changing. Obsessed with changing. We don't need to do it this way. From my perspective, we don't need to do it this way. And I got news for you. God is obsessed with efficiency. God is obsessed with efficiency, and I'm right there with God in terms of that. I am obsessed with efficiency as well in terms of the evolution of consciousness. So when we work with ourselves properly, that we are the sun, and we are untouched by everything, including body, mind, there is no reason or way to form an attachment or an addiction when you realize you're just the awareness of what's going on. Yes. So we now start to transcend karma. This will greatly change the evolution of consciousness. It'll greatly change the cycle, as I'm interested in the efficiency of things, in the efficiency of consciousness. So this is actually how we break free of this. We are moving faster than we've ever moved because of how many times we've done this. And right now, the flower is opening up. And quite frankly, these teachings are the light. This is what will make the flower bloom. So this is actually how we do it. And it's a wild success. It's a wild success. I promise you, it's a wild success. It's just, are we going to go kicking and screaming? Right? Or are we going to go joyously? Yeah. I'll leave that up to you.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you are desirous of more of the real you and less of your conditioned, agitated mind, if you know that you can create a life that you're not leading right now, but you know you can, check out my meditation masterclass. It's pinned in the comments below.